and welcome back. In this video, we are going to look at Bloom's taxonomy and how it can be useful in writing strong learning outcomes. We will look at what it is for, and how to use it. Now, let's get started.
Hello and welcome to Teachings in Education, Bloom's Taxonomy, explained for classroom educators. Now, before we begin, let's give some credit to Benjamin Bloom, who created the taxonomy. And this taxonomy was later revised by Lauren Anderson. Now, here's the question posed. Why should educators use Bloom's taxonomy? Well, Bloom's taxonomy helps educators develop critical thinking skills and higher order cognitive abilities in their students. The best education is one where students are challenged. Next, what purpose does Bloom's taxonomy serve for educators? To provide a framework or organization for classifying lesson objectives, teachers can build their lessons through Bloom's taxonomy, for example. Now, let's specifically see how we can use Bloom's taxonomy. The first thing you want to do is consider the level of your students and the course level. A lesson for an algebra special education class will be different from an algebra advanced placement class. Aim to reach objectives for analyzing for remedial classes and evaluation for advanced placement classes. So, what are the levels of Bloom's taxonomy? The lowest level of cognitive rigor requires students to remember, apply, followed by analyze, followed by evaluate, and lastly, create, the highest level of cognitive rigor. Now, remember was first known as knowledge, but later revised. Similarly, understand was previously called comprehension. And lastly, the order of create and evaluate were switched. Bloom's taxonomy is actually a hierarchy, where students must first master the lower levels before mastering the higher levels. The lower levels are relatively simple levels, while the higher levels represent more complex cognitive rigor. The higher levels are more abstract as well. When utilizing Bloom's taxonomy as educators, descriptive verbs have been made available to help educators plan lessons. Verb tables have been created to align with levels of Bloom's. Arrange, describe, order, name, memorize. Those particular verbs are used to set objectives for remember level, explain, summarize, paraphrase, infer, discuss, are all aligned with understanding. Break down, calculate, model, subdivide, infer are all aligned with analyze. Critique and judge are aligned with the evaluation level. And lastly, generate, plan, and produce are aligned to the top levels of cognition, which is create. Now, to summarize what we have learned thus far. To develop critical thinking in students, educators use Bloom's descriptive verbs to write lesson objectives, which are aligned to different levels of Bloom's taxonomy. So, thank you for watching this video, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to this channel and if you like the video as well.
So, as you can see, as teachers, what do we learn from here? The most practical things we can learn is that there is a list of verbs for different level of cognitive development that you can use. So instead of using verbs like understand, or know, or learn, let's refer to these levels for more specific, observable, and measurable verbs such as analyze, list, recall, or even create. So I hope that this video on Bloom's taxonomy will be useful for you in writing strong learning outcomes, and you will avoid all the mistakes that you may make when planning your lessons.